and I launched. I couldn't believe within the year I landed that gig with, the Tony Robbins, UPW, Unleash the Power within London, about 10,000 people. We were in charge of all the video marketing, all the internet web assets, the website, all the, literally 100 plus videos that we created for ads and stuff. We sold millions of dollars of tickets. It was pretty amazing. Tony.
Wow.
Big fan of Tony, as you can see here. Tony, give me a aye. All right. Anyway.
Sorry to cut you off there, but I would love to see that ad that landed you Tony Robbins as a client. How scalable is your brand and business? If you're a 6 or 7 figure expert, coach, or consultant looking to take your brand and business to the next level without having a huge in-house tech or digital marketing team, and you want to learn the secrets of charging up to 6 figures a client, then you're not going to want to miss out on this next episode of 7-Figure Personal Brand Podcast. Hello, this is Dhruv Patel from Command Shift Marketing, and today we have a special guest with us, none other than Keon Wong, the founder of Star Producer Studios. He's a leading authority on high-ticket personal branding and video marketing. Over the past 25 years, Keon started as a Fortune 100 strategy consultant before entering the tech and media startup space. Most recently, he's worked with some of the biggest brands, including the likes of Tony Robbins, Gary Vaynerchuk, and Robert Rich Dad Kiyosaki. An Oscar contender film producer, his own videos have generated over 100 million views online, and his clients in the billions. Thanks for joining us, Keon.
Pleasure to be here, Dhruv. Great to be here.
So Keon, over the past few years, everyone in the coaching and guru space online have been talking about going high ticket. Tell us your story of how you went from working in nonprofit media, getting paid literally nothing, to charging not thousands or even tens of thousands, but up to 6 figures a client for your expertise, working on mega brands such as Tony Robbins and the like. So what's the secret, to landing these huge high-end clients?
All right, thanks for the amazing introduction, Dhruv. Yeah, so my background, 25 years ago, roughly, I graduated and I got into strategy consulting. It was a spin-off of McKinsey. I'm sure you heard of McKinsey, Boston Consulting Group, very high-level strategy consulting work with Fortune 100 companies. I was living in Australia at the time, based in New York now. And then one day, I got this phone call. I think it was early 2000, 2001 or so, 20 years ago, my goodness. And it really literally changed my life. I got this call from a friend. I said, hey, you got to meet this woman, Jennifer. She's just escaped. She was in a slave labor camp. And I said, holy cow.
Wow.
This is the 21st century. What are we talking about here? And she had escaped from China, where my grandparents are originally from. And I said, what can I do to help her? And she had smuggled her story through a hard disk. It was incredible. I helped her publish the book in English and helped her obtain asylum. And through that process, that journey kind of really ignited a sense of, getting back to what are we here to, how do we make a difference? How do we make an impact?
Right.
And she was being interviewed when we released a book a couple of years in by media all around the world. And one in particular that caught my attention was a nonprofit media group that was based in New York. And I was really inspired by the incredible work they were doing. So in 2004, I ended up heading over to New York and volunteering. I wasn't getting paid a cent. It was a passion project.
Wow.
And I knew it was the time to do it. I was single at the time and had the time and the flexibility to really get involved with this movement. And fell into anchoring and hosting and producing YouTube shows, cable shows. I was interviewing all sorts of incredible people. We ended up being, from news to entertainment to hardcore documentaries and so on. And
wow, it was like a snowball effect.
Yeah, we were in the early days of YouTube, man. It was so exciting.
Right.
Seeing social media explode. We now have 100 million fans on Facebook alone. We're literally doing about 1 billion views a month on Facebook.
Wow. That's crazy.
So in that period, I met this gentleman, Michael Perlman, who was a human rights activist, lawyer, musician, and he had made this documentary, won so many awards, Tibet Beyond Fear with Richard Gere. Incredible. Go check it out. And I met him at a nonprofit as at a fundraiser. And I said, hey, if you want to help free Tibet, you got to free China, right? So I don't get all political on everyone, but it's about human rights ultimately. And, he said, yeah, absolutely. And then we shook hands. Let's make a film called Free China. So we based it on Jennifer's story. This is like literally 10 years roughly after I met her. And it became an Oscar contender, won dozens of film awards around the world. We showed it in the Congress, United Nations, even in Google headquarters. But around that time, I also got married, and I wanted to, obviously, after 10 years of volunteering in New York City, I needed to get back into some sort of business. Yeah. So I started up Star Producer Studio, Star Producer Academy, and we initially thought, how can we help other experts and coaches share their message with the world, especially on viral platforms like YouTube and Facebook. And after making this documentary and film, I knew the power of storytelling. Right. So I just put together a website and my own trailer. I had to tell my story and put it together, 2-3 minute video, and put some websites, some testimonials. And I launched and I couldn't believe within the year I landed that gig with Tony Robbins, UPW, Unleash the Power Within London, about 10,000 people. We were in charge of all the video marketing, all the internet web assets, the website, all the literally 100 plus videos that we created for ads and stuff. We sold millions of dollars of tickets. It was pretty amazing. Tony, big fan of Tony, as you can see. Yeah. Tony, give me a aye. All right. Anyway,
sorry to cut you off there, but I would love to see that ad that landed you Tony Robbins as a client.
Yeah, it's not as simple as Tony picks up the phone and says, "Hey, I love your ad. Want to help? Work with us." Let me kind of dig it up for you in a second. Let me just see if I can
for sure
find it. Give me a second here. I've found the ad.
Yeah, for sure. Excited to see it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the ad, right? I'll just play it and we can kind of dissect it a little bit. I shot this in Times Square, New York City. I thought, find a cool location that's a little bit different. I wanted to compress kind of my journey and formula as well. In fact, if you stay to the end of this interview, podcast, whatever, I'll tell you how you can actually get the full transcript to this video. It follows a particular formula that we developed over the years. And from frameworks and it's kind of like an internal manual that we have for our editors. Anyway, so check this out. Yeah. We originally shot about a 3-minute video, but we tested it and we found that a 90-second was the sweet spot that worked well for this particular video.
Hi, Kian here from Star Producer Academy. Today I want to talk to you about high impact videos and how it can literally transform your business and your life, especially if you're a mission-driven entrepreneur wanting to share your message with the world, or if you're a coach or consultant or online marketer promoting high-ticket products and services. It's the secret sauce of how I've been able to reach the masses and generate 4, 5, and even 6-figure clients. And it's how I've been able to get invited to speak at places like Google headquarters and the 25,000 per year Genius Network, where I got to present alongside the likes of Shark Tank's Damon John, Joe Polish, and the legendary Jay Abraham. And yes, you will need to still master online sales funnels and webinars, but importantly, video marketing is becoming more and more essential. Now, I'm here in Times Square, New York City, because it's actually a very special place for me. It's where I've hosted many live events in front of tens of thousands of people over the past few years. But way before I became this award-winning Oscar contender, film producer, and unlikely YouTube star of all things, generating tens of millions of views online, I was living in this tiny, cockroach-infested, 250 square foot apartment in a neighborhood called Hell's Kitchen. So I always kind of joke, if dorky, number crunching dude like me can become this mini celebrity online, then so can you.
So that's basically the ad, right? Call to action. It tells a story, right? Pictures tell 1,000
That's amazing.
words. Videos can tell effectively. That 90 seconds, you can grab someone's attention. You can see here about 700 comments, a couple 100,000 views. And initially, I was getting leads. People, on a landing page, we had very specifically, are you a multiple six-figure, blah, blah, blah. So we were looking for a particular type of coaching client at the time. We were charging like 6 to 10 grand for X number of months of coaching, and, took off, right? And then a few months in, I got this private message from one of the founders of Success Resources. And they're one of the largest event producers in the world. They do about 500 events a year. They managed Robbins, all of Tony's outside of the US events. So it's Singapore, London, you name it. So they reached out. They one of the three founders said, "I love your videos. I can't get rid of you." He's talking about. Because I was just running the same ad. I was boosting it. I was running the same ad on Facebook for a few months. Spent probably tens of thousands, 10, 20,000, whatever it was. And not a huge amount, right? I was picking all these high ticket clients, coaching clients. And he said, I got to connect you with the two other founders. He was a non-active founder, and he connected with Rich and Veronica Town. And then they didn't respond. So this is the thing, right? You want to get a really high ticket celebrity. They're not going to respond immediately, right? So it was actually through a couple of gatekeepers. It wasn't, as I said, wasn't Tony Robbins himself. It was a gatekeeper. Right. And the gatekeepers had the relationship with Tony for 20 odd years, right? And I followed up, didn't hear from them. I followed up with the guy who reached out to me about 3 months later. And he said, "Oh, have you connected with Richard and Veronica yet?" No, I hadn't. And he said, "Let me reconnect you again." And then that second time did it. Then they followed up, connected, and they checked out my website. They checked out the course that I created, and I'm happy to give that away for free if you guys just stay on to the end, right? But it was a course. It was really well produced in a studio, and it was about high impact video, personal branding. It all started with just, I think, the right branding, the right messaging, and a short little 2-minute video. So I think that's something that a lot of people neglect. A lot of people say, "Oh, you got to shoot hundreds of selfie videos or Zoom live and all that." Sure, but if you can really focus on a particular avatar and get the right messaging, so long as you've got the right expertise, right? You've got a real story to share and a message with the world, then there's a particular core set of assets that you need.
Wow, that's amazing. So Kian, where do we go from here? So how do we get that free in-house manual?
Absolutely. You just click on the button. I think a button should be popping up on the screen somewhere. Fill out the form, and then we'll send you this in-house manual on how to create these high-impact videos. We have a full transcript of not only that 90-second video that I created, but frameworks from like the Harmon brothers. We've studied those guys for over the years. They've generated hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue, all the way to the Frank Kerns of the world, other gurus who use video in a very specific fashion. Sometimes, just one or two key videos is all they run for their ads, right? So we'll send that to you. It's like a 30-page, kind of like our blueprint, you could say, our secret sauce. So happy to share that with you all. All right. So that's one thing we can do for everyone on this who've stuck with us. And, if you're interested, you can schedule a call with us, right? Because we're launching a new coaching program where for literally just a few $100 a month, you can learn how to create these amazing campaigns, the websites that we charge literally high 5-6 figures for these gurus that we've worked with, but for just a fraction of that cost, literally a few thousand, not the tens of thousands of dollars that we charge. How to outsource properly. If you want to learn how to do that, if you want to learn how to do amazing automation to create the high ticket sales funnel, you're the GHL guru. All right, Drew, you and your team. GHL is this amazing new, if you thought creating landing pages and funnels on Active Campaign and ClickFunnels and Zapier and linking everything together is a bit of a headache. But we're going to be sharing everything that we've learned. You've created what? How many hundreds of websites have you created?
Oh, yeah. It's been over like 200 or 300 now. That's been crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
We've also worked on these big six-figure projects for if you want the iconic website that you've always wanted, and the videos and how to build your own cost-effective. That's the key. Cost-effective.
Yeah.
D-Rock, right? Gary Vee has a full-time videographer. You don't need a full-time videographer. They might need to just pop in once a month, but you do need a cost-effective video editor who knows your assets inside out, and they can produce the videos that you shoot, whether it's a cell phone or whether it's a fancy you might need a few of these fancy 90-second trailers, etc. Or all the way to doing these Zoom calls or podcasts. You need to build your media team, right? And your digital assets in a digital team in a way that is, once again, cost effective. So if you're interested, just fill out the form, and either Dhruv, myself, or our team will be more than happy to connect. If you're mission driven, if you really want to make an impact in the world, and you're a true expert in your field, would love to see how we can make an impact in your life and your business. So that's it.
Awesome, Kian. That was simply amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time and sharing your story. I've learned a lot from this short conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Hope
Thank
to hear from you
Kian.
guys. Just click on the link below if you want to get that free in-house manual, and we'll see you on the other side, as they say.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks so much, Kian. Thanks for being here.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.